What's up, beautiful people? The thought for today is stop playing small, take chances. Now, it's all cool because even in that thought, I believe there's two types of people. The people that have the thought and the lingering wonderment of what if, person one. And then person two, you have the person that says, now I know. And I'm gonna just pause and ask you to think, which one are you? Are you the person that lives life with more what ifs types of questions and thoughts lingering in your mind when the day's over, or when you're out on vacation, or as you're maybe living the life that you're living? Or do you have those experiences where you're living life saying, now I know, or in that I've done this XYZ 1, 2, 3? Which one are you? My desire, my hope is that by the end of this video, you feel encouraged to take chances, because if you don't know, my name is Rickey Jones Jr. and I love to encourage, inspire, and ultimately activate people into being all that they were designed and destined to be, and to live the life that is satisfying, right? It's purposeful, is also allowing for them to live out their passions. And so if that's something that piques your interest, make sure you subscribe to the channel and then share with somebody that you may know that needs to take more chances in their life. But nonetheless, like, how do we go from being the what if type individual? Usually we are in this space of living life with the what if mentality, or I think I can mentality, or man, when everything lines up perfectly type mentality, because we're fearful. We're scared of the unknown. We're hesitant. We don't want to fail. We don't want to be the person that does something and then we fell in front of people and they're laughing at us, they're mocking us, they're joking us, or they're ridiculing us, right? Or we may be prideful. All of those reasons can sum up to why somebody lives life with a what if type mentality, allowing for opportunities to pass by, allowing for things that they want to accomplish or things that they want to do go along the wayside. And it's cool because I've lived life now, 36 years, and I grew out of that mentality while in school. There were some what ifs that I lived through. The thought of what if I continue my football endeavors, and where would I land off and where would I be? Could I have made it to college to get a scholarship, or could I have been in the NFL? I don't know. But I can say that while I was playing Little League football, I was good. Okay, I was a great player. I had phenomenal yards. I was breaking records. But then I had a thought to myself, and I said, myself said, yes. I said, Rickey, you, I think, have reached your growing peak. And the other football players that you will be playing against are getting taller, they're getting bigger, and they look a bit stronger than you. And so if you want to continue to life as you are living life, you probably should stop playing football. And I looked at myself in the mirror, I said, I think that idea is very good. And so I quit. I quit probably around 5th grade, maybe 6th grade, but I just stopped. I was like, nah. What I'm not gonna do is play against these players that are huge and risk my life, because I was a running back and I was the cornerback and I was the kicker. And I didn't think about the fact that I could have just kept kicking, but I just said to myself, I just need to quit. But now I live sometimes with the thought of, what if I continue playing football? Where would I be? Now you might have thought to yourself and said, Rickey, that's like a long time ago, small time thought. Give me something a little bit better. Okay, well, I hit you with this. Whether you know it or not, my family and I had the opportunity of moving over to Johannesburg, South Africa, in which we were there for like 11 months. And we've since moved back to the States, Tampa, Florida to be exact. And I had thoughts like when we first moved back, maybe the first 3 months of, man, did I make the right decision? Did we make the right decision? What if we were still there? What if we stayed in Johannesburg? What would life be like? What would we be doing? How would life be at that moment? Then as opposed to what it could have been if we were back in Johannesburg. I was having those what if thoughts, but then I was able to remind myself, how did I overcome, right? Because it's one thing to have a mentality, it's one thing to have a mindset, it's one thing to be going through things, but I believe it's always great to have the antidote or the solution or the keys or the, what is that other phrase a lot of people say, gain. What's the gain to overcoming that mindset is I went back to why the decision was made. What was the outcome I was going for? What were the reasons why a move needed to take place or perform? And then I was able to rationalize with the realization of the present that I was living in. And so as I thought through those things and realized that, okay, we prayed about it, we talked to God about it, we felt comfort in it, we believe we heard from God to make the move back. We did it just in the same sense of why we moved out there in the first place. And so oftentimes we have to get over the what if mindsets when we say to ourselves, one, let's not be fearful. You know what I'm saying? Let's not be fearful of not doing or not accomplishing or not failing that will hold us back. Because that's what I was going through when I wanted to play football. And then I realized I need to stop because I'm getting too small. But then on the other side, right, as it zoomed past life into the present, the near present, 2024 of us moving back, I had to get over that what if mindset and realizing why the decision had to be made, why we did what we had to do, why, and inevitably it was rooted in faith, why we made the move back, because moving was faith, moving back was faith. Nothing was guaranteed on either side. But at the end of the day, I overcame the what if mindset in this case because of faith. What will you do? What tools will you use? What fear do you have to get over, right? What pride do you have to put to the side? And what humility do you need to put up to realize that nobody's running your life's race but you? So why does it matter what they have to say about the decisions that you have made or will make or look to do that's contrary to either what they think about your life or the things that they think you should be doing? If I was talking to a young child, how would I tell them to get over that what if mindset and mentality? I would have for them to see themselves, picture themselves older, see themselves, picture themselves accomplishing whatever it is within them, older, being able to look back. Because sometimes when we have the perspective of ourselves being older, looking back, it allows for us to say, I can do it. I can take this chance. Why? Because I have more life to live beyond that moment or beyond the failing point or beyond the succeeding point. There's more life on the other end. And sometimes when we have that perspective, it allows for us to push past where we are or inevitably what we're not doing or inevitably being able to take chances. Or if you have the capability to see yourself succeeding in whatever it is you're looking to do, whether it's continuing and playing football or to the little one pursuing the law degree, pursuing going to be a doctor or continuing in their education or their schooling, I would suggest, hey, picture yourself doing well in it. Picture yourself succeeding. Picture yourself being a success. Picture yourself being a role model doing what you're considering doing. What does that look like? What does that feel like? Now open your eyes. And I ask you, do you want that or do you want that for somebody else? And if you want that for yourself, I suggest you to pursue it. But if you don't, if you want it for somebody else, cheer them on when they say that's what they want to do. Cheer them on, uplift them when you realize that that's the dream that they have. That's the goal that they have. That's the vision that they have for themselves. But if it's not for you, close your eyes again and start to ask yourself, what's for you? What do you want to do? What do you want to be known for? What gives you purpose, drive, energy when you wake up and do certain actions? What is it that brings you joy and pursue those things? And so we're going to stop. We're going to take chances, right? We're going to stop playing life small. And sometimes we play life small because we realize or we come to a false realization that it's not for me to do. It's for somebody else to do. Or as my lovely wife would say in certain cases, get somebody else to do it. No. Everybody can point the finger at the somebody else to do a thing, but when is the finger going to be pointed to you? For example, I was at this like lunch scenario, business lunch, and we had a opportunity to present. We had to share different thoughts that we were sharing amongst ourselves at a table. And we were all talking, sharing, so we all had collaborative input. But then it came a time where, okay, we need to pick a presenter. And they played this game, which I never ever heard of it. It's the nose game. All right, let me just put parentheses around what I'm saying and share this part so you can be helped, so you won't be in a situation like me. In that, the nose game goes like this. When you're at a table, at a function or whatnot, and it comes time to pick somebody to do a thing, the last person to put their finger on their nose is the person that has to do it. I never heard of this game before. Maybe you have, maybe you didn't. Welcome. I'm giving you this game. I'm giving you this gem. I'm giving you this insight. Because me not knowing about this game, I'm looking at them like, why is that finger? Why are you putting your finger on your nose? And looking at me like, ha, 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 it's on you. You're the volunteer for this speech part. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be a team player. I was new to the event. I was new to the table. Other people have been there multiple times. Cool, I'll take the chance. But why not me? When the opportunity came up to speak and to share, I was thinking I'll do it. I don't have a problem talking. I love talking. I love being amongst people. I love doing this type of stuff. But I said, nah, I'm gonna play it small. Why? Because I'm here with somebody else at this event. It just so happened that I'm here. I was asked to be here the day before even being here. And so I'm just trying to fade into the black, fade into the back. I just want to, participate, to take pictures and to see what's going on. I had no thought or desire of being a part of what was taking place, but here I am, right? Here I get to share now, again to you. Don't play small. Do it, right? Closing that parentheses on that story, because now put your finger on your nose, or you're going to be the volunteer, or you may say, I'll volunteer myself by not participating in the game, because I want to do it. I want to step up. I want to be a part. I want to take chances. I want to get this opportunity to speak, to talk, to share, to participate with whatever it is going on wherever you are. However, in doing so, it was phenomenal. It was great. Like, I had a great experience. I ended up making correspondence with the individual that was at my table, which I don't believe would have taken place without me talking and sharing, because in doing so, they were able to realize who I am, what I had to offer, and the voice that I had to share. And so no longer was I in the what ifs, right? I could have left that engagement that day and thought, man, what if I talked? What if I was the one to present? What if I was the one to share from my table as opposed to, my table mate, I'm gonna just call it for lack of better words. I could have still had that thought today. But no, I don't have it. I have that now I know mindset. I have that it's not as bad as I thought mentality. And if I could share, right? Because public speaking is something that a lot of people don't like to do. However, I love to do it. And what I would suggest to those that don't like to do it, the secret is to go first. There's so much less pressure going first. And you set the table, the benchmark of what comes after. I believe the two hardest parts to go when public speaking is the second person and the last person. Why the second person? And this is just, I'm just sharing this because I love you. I believe the second person is the worst person because you're going after the first person. The person that was daring enough to go first, you're going after them. So now you have a standard to go up against. And then the last person is because you've gone this whole time seeing all the speeches, hearing all that the other people had to say. And now you're like contemplating things, you're judging things, you're changing things, you're thinking everybody is thinking about you. And you don't spend any other time like paying attention to what they're saying because you're focused on what you have to say. And so that's why I always try to go first. And if not first, I'm gonna go third. That's just my little secret. Not all the times it works out that way. However, I always try to go first. But what am I saying to you, great people? I want you to be those now I know type people. I want you to be the people that are taking chances. I want you to be the people that are not playing life small. I don't want you to be the one that's pointing to the next person saying, get somebody else to do it. It's not going to be me. And I want you to say, why not me? Why can't I be the one? right? I have something to share. If you go back to Tuesday's video, I have an experience. I have a perspective that's unique to me. I have a history that I believe is useful and that I can bring to this table. I believe I have things that I could input that would be useful for those that are listening and have ears to hear. And so at the end of the day, we have to stop playing life small. No, no, no. The life that we have this day, whatever day this video finds you, is the day in which we have the opportunity to make change, to make an impact, and to make things better in our space, in our world, in our environment. So don't let life just continue on without you being a part of it. No, you're not supposed to be a spectator through life. No. We're supposed to take chances. We're supposed to get into the field. We're supposed to get into the action. We're supposed to take some scars. We're supposed to overcome some challenges. We're supposed to have stories of victory. We're supposed to have moments where we had to overcome things that we thought were going to overcome us, or we're able to accomplish things that we thought were unaccomplishable, or we never knew anybody in our family that has done, you name it, but you did. Why? Because you took a chance. Why? Because you stepped out there. Why? Because you stopped playing life small. And at the end of the day, I want this exercise to be one in which you do throughout the week. Maybe you have to do it multiple times in a month. Maybe you can only need to do it once a year. But whatever the frequency is, take the opportunity to still yourself, to close your eyes, and to picture yourself being successful. And whatever it is on the inside of you to do, imagine yourself being a success. Imagine yourself accomplishing those things. Imagine yourself being in front of those people. Imagine yourself being paid for that passion or that purpose that you believe is what you were called to do, or what you're seeing on the inside of yourself doing. Imagine the results of those checks coming in. What are you able to purchase? What are you able to accomplish? What are you able to, hear this, give? What are you able to be a part of? What impact are you having? Is it local in the city that you're living in? Is it local to the state that you're living in? Does it spread across the nation that you are a part of? Or does it go international? Is it global? Are you taking flights to make impact? Are you taking flights to meet people in other countries? Are you on the internet and it's reaching people in other languages and other parts of the world? What is that feeling when people are coming in contact with what you have on the inside of you that you're willing to do because you're not playing life small, that you're taking chances, that you're showing up, that you're being all that you were created to be? What does that feel like? How does it feel coming back? And at the end of the day, I want you to see people sharing and talking about you, about the impact that you've had because of what they come in contact with that you had to offer into this world. What's that feeling? How do you feel? What are they saying? What are they acknowledging? What transformation are they having because of the interaction that they had with you? Think on those things. And when you're finished, if there's something for you to write, if there's some new discovery that you've come in contact with, jot it down, write it down, make note of it, make mention of it in your phone or whatever device you have that you're able to recall and to keep notes of previous moments that you don't want to forget. And in that, ladies and gentlemen, go, go, go. You're now activated to do. We're going to stop living life small. We're going to take chances. We're going to go for it. We're going to not play life small anymore. No longer will we look to the left or the right and say, you can do it, you can do it. But we'll allow for those fingers to come back to us and say, I'll do it. I'll take the chance. I'll grow in it. I'll learn from it. And I'll experience all that this experience will have for me to feel, to know. Great people, I love you. I honor you. And I know change has occurred. If not in you, I know it has in me. But I believe there's at least one person on the other end of this video that is activated into all that's within them to do. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And I will see you on the next video. Until then, peace.